Okay, excellent. So we've talked about customer service and dispatch, and there's some real, I guess, there's some similarities in both those
Yeah.
departments. For the smaller businesses listening, you probably have the same people doing customer service and dispatch. For the audience that are working in or maybe part of a larger business, those could be separate departments altogether. But I guess the key for why we're talking today is how do we fix it? So if we come back to customer service, how are we going to fix some of these things like calls not being answered in real time, long handle time, and incorrect or lack of information on calls?
First thing that you need to do is you need to get an understanding on what drives this leak, Scott, and how do you do that? You need to go back to your data,
Yeah. Okay.
check on your staffing, check on your staffing challenges, and knowing your peak hours and when and where your team members are needed in the day.
Like I think I said this in the introduction, none of this takes a lot of money or resources, but it can take time, which is money, which is resources. But I guess what you're saying, Alvin, is really look into those peak hours. And it's not always easy, but look and try and identify through the data, through the different software that you're using, when are those peak times in your business, and try as best as you can to I guess focus in on that. And then comes the real difficult one, and I'd be lost without having Alvin, I shouldn't say help me, take care of this entire process, but scheduling. Scheduling is an art. In a smaller business, it can be very difficult. So I do want to be real about this. In a larger segmented team or departmentalized team, scheduling can be a little easier, but it is definitely one of the areas you can work on. We've repeated this many, many times, but I think processes and SOPs, and again, when we talk about processes and SOPs, we don't talk about big fat documents that live somewhere else that no one, you need to blow the dust off. Really easy cheat sheets, very easy, quick videos is what we're really talking about then. What we're talking about there to really help you fix some of those things in customer service. And dispatch, are we going to repeat ourselves? Is it the same sort of thing in dispatch?
It's the same solution, Scott, and I'd like to add what they can do in resolving this profit leak. Aside from staffing, identifying their staffing challenges, they need to again identify the KPI and set benchmark to their team members. Make sure that the team members are across and set their goal, their end of day goal, end of week goal, end of month goal. And aside from that one is you need to document your SOP and process flow to ensure consistency in achieving the results that you want to achieve at the end of the day or the end of the month.
No, I like that, mate. It really does come back down to data and looking into the data. So, okay, so for the executives watching today, what are the next steps that they can take to perhaps improve some of these areas in their business?
Address at least one challenge opportunity every month. Choose one challenge that you can work on for that month and then see how you can fix it. And
I think taking everything you've said today, Alvin, I know we try as a business to fix everything really, really quickly. That's because, guys, that's our business. But for the executives out there today, and you want to do it on your own, you want to have a crack at trying to get some of these departments better, don't take it all on at once.
Yep.
It's a recipe for disaster. We're really happy to share some of this documentation for you to map it out. But I think that's a really important point, is just address one or two at the most areas and really look at the data and review them after a month. If you try and fix everything, I believe, and I think personal opinion, but you'll probably end up in the same place in a month's time. You'll just have angry, upset staff that have had to do extra meetings and hours and introspective looking with no real outcome. So no, that's a great point. And I guess, as you've kept saying, document those SOPs and workflows.